Thank you very much. I will not speak in Portuguese. I will give my speech in English. So, ladies and gentlemen and dear friends, it's an honor for me to be here and visiting Fortaleza for the first time. Actually, I've been involved in this research cooperation from the beginning, even though I haven't had the chance to come here earlier. But today I'm very happy to be here and being able to participate in this celebration of the 10 years anniversary of the cooperation. Before I became manager of Ericsson Research globally, I was managing the access technologies area, which is now headed by Mikael Höök, who is here representing that area today. And already from the beginning, or as I see it now, really, I am very pleased to see that we have been successful in that particular area, which I will come back to, and the reasons behind that. Actually, I think it's astonishing to see, very amazing what have happened here during 10 years. 10 years ago, we had no research activities in this part of the world. And I'm very deeply impressed at what you have accomplished here. In Ericsson Research, we have a ways of working where we actually are a separate unit, globally distributed, a separate unit from the rest of Ericsson, but definitely not an isolated one. We really try to bring our research into the development unit and then further into products which are profitable for Ericsson. In order to do so, we of course need ideas from the outside world and really have competitive edge in our technology and in our research. And that's why it's so very important to have external cooperation with research institutes, operators, and of course academia like universities, as we have here in Brazil now. The result of such a work is manifold. It could be PhDs that are examined, which we can hire and get ideas from at our company. It is also research reports that is published and presented at conferences. And we can also have mutual work together in joint projects, as well as hosting internships at Ericsson. That is very fruitful for our cooperation and for bringing new ideas, fresh ideas into companies such as Ericsson. I think that during this time, what is really impressive is that you started off with very low level, small group, and has now established a really skilled group and really show that you have produced valuable results in all the areas that I mentioned, both producing PhDs, research papers, and we have had internships at Ericsson in Sweden, and you have also been able to show research papers really showing that you are producing results with high quality. From an Ericsson perspective, looking into the future, we are now facing a real challenge in our industry. Mobile broadband is what we see as a huge opportunity for us, as well as a challenge, of course. In Europe, it started off in year 2007 when we introduced HSPA, high-speed packet access, in our networks. And then at that point in time, it meant that we have the systems with the right quality, we had the terminals out there being able to access our networks, as well as having subscription which was affordable for the end users. And that meant that we got a lot of subscribers into our networks. We started to use data traffic or data services a lot. And what I've learned today, there is actually great challenges and opportunities also here in Brazil going forward, where we can foresee that a lot of people will be able to use mobile broadband in the future. And that, of course, puts a lot of demands and requirements on the performance of our networks to really cater for all the subscribers as well as the increased amount of data. And in our wildest thoughts, we foresee, if we just estimate and extrapolate the traffic increase that has been ongoing for the last 2 years, we can see that we will have to cater for many, many more data or amount of data traffic in our networks. And therefore, of course, we continuously need to improve the capacity of our networks. And to do so, we actually have to work with smart antenna solution, advanced algorithms, and smart radio resource management in the radio network. And I'm very happy to see that these are exactly the topics that you are addressing in your research here at UFC. And that means that our joint work and your efforts that you are putting into these topics will be very valuable for our industry in one way or another. So, to summarize, I think that the previous 10 years have shown very good capabilities of building up this research group in Brazil. You have produced a lot of results valuable for us and our industry. And despite the long distance from Sweden to Brazil, I think that we have managed to operate this in a very good way. And as I mentioned, you're focusing on the right areas and in the right direction. So I think that looks very prosperous for the future. So, many thanks from Ericsson and Ericsson Research for this fruitful cooperation that we have had for the previous 10 years. And I'm very much looking forward for the next 10 years to come. Thank you very much.
Senhoras e senhores, convido neste momento a fazer uso da palavra a senhora Presidente da Ericsson Brasil, Fátima Raimond.
Magnífico reitor da Universidade Federal do Ceará, professor Jesualdo Farias, senhoras e senhores, muito bom dia. É com grande satisfação que estamos aqui hoje para comemorar 10 anos de existência do GTEL e comemorar os 10 anos de cooperação entre o GTEL e a Ericsson. O GTEL é hoje referência no desenvolvimento de novas tecnologias de comunicação sem fio e o trabalho realizado por esse grupo na área de telecomunicações é extremamente relevante. A Ericsson, que tem telecomunicações no seu DNA, se sente orgulhosa de estar conectada a esta instituição e mantém um constante programa de investimentos que vão desde infraestrutura básica à aposta no desenvolvimento de novos pesquisadores. Durante esses 10 anos, estudantes da Universidade do Ceará receberam bolsas de estudo para mestrado e doutorado, houve expansão física do laboratório para melhor acomodação dos